welcome back. My goodness, it is officially the Christmas episode. You know you gotta have it once every season for every new show, and we're at it. This is our Christmas episode, and I'm very, very excited. Are we gonna be talking about a lot of Christmas stuff? Not really.
Probably
just
not.
like one thing that is Christmas related, kind of, sort of. But besides that, you know, we're here, we're live, we're ready. As you can see, we're at home this time. Well, yeah, we're not at the studio. You know, it just be like that sometimes, but it's cool. You know, you're gonna get this again next week because of the holiday season. You know, we just want to stay at home and you know, spend time with the family. So that's what we're doing this week and next week. So there's that. Yeah. Besides that, Renee, Rafa, how's your guys' anime experience this past week since the last episode? Now, I will say, I know a little bit. I want to start off Renee right off rip because I know you've been binging something, and tell me more about your full-on experience with that show.
Yeah, so unfortunately I have not been able to keep up with my fall anime because Hector recommended an anime for Anime Swap, like a couple weeks ago, and it was The Ancient Magus Bride.
That was last week.
Last week, there you go. I totally didn't think I was going to get sucked in the way I did, but I ended up binging it like this past week, and I cried a lot at the very end.
Okay.
At the very end. I didn't watch the OADs yet, but I'm really happy with that show. I thought, you know, for it just being one season, I thought it told the story pretty well. Like, it gave you a beginning, middle, end. Like, it felt finished. So if they don't continue it, if there's not a second season, which I don't know if they're gonna come up with one, but obsessed, Hector. Totally, utterly obsessed.
You love to hear that. Actually, I think because of the reaction for the OADs and people just loving the show, I think that I saw some rumors going around Twitter that there will be a season 2. So I haven't watched the OADs at all, which is, for those of you that may or may not know, they're movies that, you know, came after season 1 of Ancient Magus' Bride. So I gotta watch those. To be honest, I think I just gotta rewatch the entire show because it's been a minute since I watched it. So I gotta rewatch it once again and then watch the OADs and then just get more excited and pray that these the rumors for season 2 are coming out. But yeah, how about you, Rafa?
Pretty good. I'm gonna get me some KFC after this because, okay, I'm not just saying that just to say that. Okay, fun fact, that's what they eat over there in Japan for around Christmas time. You get fried chicken.
Oh, I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Okay, look at you being knowledgeable and shit. Okay,
look at that.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to look this up.
It's true. Look it up. I'm telling you. Look it up right now.
It's not from your Stanford reference?
This is just me knowing shit. I'm telling you, they eat like KFC and Popeyes over there for Christmas. It's an actual
I didn't know
thing.
that.
Hey, you know what's funny? This is not, well, it's kind of related to that, but my cousin, for his birthday, instead of asking for like gifts, he just asked for an entire bucket of fried chicken from KFC, and that only he can touch. Like, nobody else can have it. It's pretty solid, you know what I'm saying?
I honestly would have gone Popeyes, and Popeyes is way better, but you know.
I mean, I agree 100% fully, but yeah, we have a
wait, hold on. Renee, did you look it up?
No, I didn't.
I thought you were looking it up.
No, I was just laughing because this Hector asked about like anime, and you just went off on this like fried chicken tangent.
Yeah.
It relates.
I mean, it's related.
It's
related.
It's anime.
I'll give you that.
All right, I'll look it up too, though.
Yeah, please look it up. I need you guys to know that I'm not making this shit up.
How do I even look this up? What am I putting in Google?
But Christmas Japan KFC or fried chicken or some shit like that.
Tradition. I don't know, but okay. While you look for that, I might as well just give it the rest of the intro.
Wait, hold on.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Other than that, I've been having pretty good. Blue Period's pretty good. I saw the episode you were talking about last week.
Okay.
When they were him and I forgot the name of the other
Ryuji.
Ryuji.
Well, his male. Yeah.
Yeah, when they were in that like business hotel and they were like drawing each other or whatever. I'm really liking what Blue Period's doing right now. I really like what their storyline. Like, this guy main dude, he kind of went on his way to help out a friend, even though he has like pretty much like the biggest test he has to take like in his life pretty much right now. That was really fucking cool. I like that. Komi-san, Komi Can't Communicate, still having a lot of fun, really enjoying that show. Ryuko-chan doing some pretty cool things too. I don't. I'll bring it up a little bit more when we get into into like the ratings or whatever. But they're doing some cool stuff there, and I'm putting a little bit more. I won't say I'm putting a little bit more pressure, but like with Senpai is annoying. If they don't get off, if they don't like finish strong with the romance stuff, I'm gonna have to take big points off.
For like, Komi?
No, for
Senpai. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, because like I just saw this in the rankings, it doesn't have the newest episode on there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the episode before this one, but this newest episode, it was like the New Year's episode and kind of did like hint towards it, but like they're tiptoeing, and I need big steps. You know, I need bigger steps here. And
okay.
if they don't deliver? Take the steps that if they don't deliver what I want, I'm definitely gonna take points off.
So with this in mind, and this is kind of going to be a little bit of a spoiler because I will say this now, in 2 weeks time, the end of fall season will be, happened by that point. And we'll be talking about like our top anime of the fall season and then top anime of like all time of this year, of the past year. So is this still the #1 contender for top anime of fall season, or are you feeling shaky about it?
Well, for this specific season, Blue Period's already beat this show.
Ooh.
Blue Period is just so good.
It's so good. Yeah, you're not even wrong.
It's so good. Like I like Senpai's annoying is just that, it's the shit that I like every day. It's the everyday slice of life, comedy, romance stuff. Is just another one added to that list of shows that I like.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that cool ass opening, most of it's pretty forgettable. They're not doing anything new. They're not doing anything crazy. They're not doing anything that like really stands out. Other than that opening, like I said, Blue Period is telling a story that you normally don't really see. They're tackling other issues that I really enjoy. They're doing. It's just, it's one of those animes that like, it's a sleeper anime because of the niche topic that we always bring up, but it's telling a really good story. The animation's nice, and I know you hate the opening, Hector, but the opening is really good too.
I wouldn't say hate. I just don't like the song. That's not hate though.
Okay, but the opening's great. I love the song now. Like the song, like it got to me. Like I enjoy the hell out of it. The visuals is great. I don't know. It's just I see the thing is I tend to like hype up more of the anime that I like the slice of life romance comedy stuff like that. But when shows come around like Blue Period or like Sunny Boy, or like shows like they're like really unique and different, like I have to give them those praise. Sunny Boy was my favorite anime of last season. And that was just like a weird ass experience. It was a fucking trip. So.
Okay, well, there you have it, guys. Now, I guess to fully dive into it, welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of the Bento Boxcast. This is episode 31, and man, are we excited to talk about all the things we have in store for you guys this episode. We're here coming at you on whatever audio platform you may choose. That's going to be your Spotify, your Apple Podcasts, or any other platform associated with Anchor.com. And in every episode, you, the viewer, has a chance to give us some topics, give us some talking points, and give us some suggestions on what to do, what to say, what to discuss. And the only way you can do that is by tweeting at us at the Bento Boxcast or Geek Jar Podcast on Twitter and our personal Twitters. But you can also join the community by joining the Discord. Everything is going to be in the link down below, so make sure to check it out. And thank you guys for checking us out on Geek Jar Podcast, our home base. So, that being said, guys, we have, like I said, a large plate in front of us. Nothing better than having a big feast on the holiday season. And we're gonna start off right away with something that is very controversial this week, and that is the Week 11 Fall 2021 Top 10 Anime and the voting was December 10th to December 17th. We're gonna start off at.
Wait, sorry, Hector. Renee, I'm waiting for the results.
Oh, I got you.
Oh.
Okay, so this is from BBC.com, so you know it's legit.
A credible source, yeah.
It says every Christmas season, an estimated 3.6 million Japanese families treat themselves to Kentucky Fried Chicken in what has become a nationwide tradition.
Boom.
There you go.
Fun fact. Never thought I would learn that, but I did today. Thanks, Rafa.
Good information you didn't know you needed.
Also, in Japan, Christmas is more considered more of a romantic holiday.
That I didn't know, because they give out chocolate sweets to their significant others as a sign of like affection,
cute.
or sometimes as a sign of admitting their love for the other person. So like, yeah, and
also,
I only know that through anime.
Also,
okay,
this is
Professor, go ahead.
This is more for like New Year's, but like in New Year's, a lot of people in Japan have sex. They bring the New Year's by fucking.
Wasn't expecting that, to be
Awesome.
honest, but
right on, yeah. Hey,
awesome.
good for them. Hey, what a great way when you're of age and safely.
And you have consent. And you have consent.
Yes. Anyways, how about we talk about? I'm just gonna re-intro this so that when we make this clip for TikTok, it starts off better. But guys, let's dive into the fall 2021 anime rankings for week 11. These are the top animes, and the voting was for December 10th through December 17th. We're gonna start off at number 16, which is the most notable one that we can go as down to as we can on the list, which is Blue Period. It has stayed at 16th place. Big Sage. I want this to be higher, but it's two weeks in a row at number 16.
It's gonna stay there.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna break the top 10 or even top 15, to be honest. I mean, we've talked about it enough. It is just such a niche anime. Number 15, we have Faraway Paladin. Great show. I'm not surprised. It's still, I don't even think it deserves to be anywhere near the top 10, but I am really enjoying it. The Fruit of Evolution, before I knew it, my life had it made. One of Rafa's that he's been watching for, you said you were going to watch.
The first episode and dropped it.
Oh, well, there you go. Number 13, Banished from the Heroes Party. I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. I've heard decent things about it. It was at one point in like the top 10 and pretty high up in the top 10, and it's dropped all the way down to 13. So that should say something. Maybe like maybe a 2 to 3 episode run where it was pretty good, and then it just kind of went back downhill. One that actually went up in rankings, Platinum End at number 12. A little surprising. I think it's starting to come around on some people, but it's, in my opinion, a little too late. They needed to start off hot, especially with how big and how hyped it was, due to the fact that it was from the creators of Death Note. But yeah, it is what it is. Number 11, another surprising one, Tact Op Destiny, getting a little bit of love again. I think at the very beginning of the season for these rankings, it was kind of in the top 10 area, and it's fallen out of the top 10 for a few weeks now, and it's finally inching up a little higher. And now we're finally into the top 10. At number 10, we have Taisho Otome Fairy Tail, jumping up from rank 13 all the way to 10, jumping up 3 spots. Big stuff.
Big jump,
The biggest jump of this list, or rather this ranking this week, is Aquatope of White Sand, going up from 14 to number 9. It is a 5 rank jump. We have heard little to nothing about this anime, and this week it's gotten a ton of love. A little surprising, especially because it did jump up 5 spots, but hey, that's that. And number 8, we have Irina the Vampire Cosmonaut, which has been playing around the top 10, top 13 area, and it's jumped up from number 10 to number 8 this week. And now from here, some pretty big stuff. We have number 7, Ranking of Kings, jumping up 2 spots from 9 to 7. We have at number 6, Komi Can't Communicate, jumping up 1 spot from 7 to 6. And then we are finally down to the top 5. Rafa, as you heard before, was saying, my senpai's annoying. It's not delivering necessarily right now, and it's going at a pace that he's not a big fan of.
Right.
And like I said,
It's
number
just-
5, My Senpai's Annoying, dropping down one
it-
spot.
Just real quickly, it's just started. It's like in episode 1. It's kind of started. Like they did something in episode 1 that like it kind of gave me hope. Like they're gonna do a little bit more than just kind of the typical shit, you know. And then eventually, it just started doing the typical shit. So I'm not surprised that it's dropping in ranking. But it's still fun. It's still cute. So like, I'm not surprised that it's still in the top 10. But I wouldn't be surprised if like I said, nothing happens. It's gonna start dropping in rank.
Really? Do you expect it to go anywhere lower than 6, or do you think the lowest it would ever get is 6?
I could see it maybe finishing like at 7 if nothing comes out of this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And then moving on, number 4, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Entertainment District Arc Episode 2 is dropping down from rank 2 to rank 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not surprised. The second episode was kind of okay. It was very playful, which is I did like that, but I mean, it's going at a slow pace when it comes to the storytelling and things like that. They're giving like little bits and pieces of it. At least that's my opinion of it. And things like that. But we'll probably hop more into detail about it, later on when we discuss episode 3. And now we're in the top 3. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat, going up from number 6 to number 3. That is a big jump as well. I mean, yeah, that show, it went on a little dip not this last episode, but the 2 episodes before it was kind of a small dip, and it's kind of getting back up there. The action's getting good, the storytelling's getting a lot good too, or very good now. At number 2, a big surprise going up from 5 to 2, Miyako-chan going up 3 spots. Rafa, I mean, I know they already announced the finale preview next week, so.
Yeah. So the last episode's it's gonna come out next week. But the thing is, I'm not surprised that this came out, because that episode that's ranked here.
Careful.
It is
Careful with spoilers.
Okay.
Sorry. I want to watch it.
Yeah, let's just say that the biggest antagonist kind of shows up, I guess you can say. Okay, so like the biggest threat that Miyako-chan has faced that shows up. Okay. So there's a lot happening. You know how Miyako-chan kind of just runs into things like these skulls and stuff like that. She kind of finds a way around it. It's almost like she's getting kind of pushed into a corner with this one, where she can't run from it. So I'll leave it at that. So I can really see why it jumped up, and I'm gonna predict that for the next ranking that it's gonna stay up. I think it's gonna stay at least in the top 3.
Wow.
Because this last episode, they did some really cool stuff. I'm not gonna say what they did, but yeah, because I just saw the newest episode that just came out yesterday, which is not part of the rankings. Because it was like a day after the rankings came out.
Ooh, okay. So then, yeah. Then if that's the case, and you're a big fan of it, I expect it to definitely be top 3 next week.
I think so. I think so.
And then last but not least, hasn't changed for about 2 weeks now. We have it does have a 1.14% drop in votings, but it's not a big deal because it's still at number 1. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Part 2. Very, very good. It's getting to the point where the finale is next week, and this last episode that came out, not today, because the day we're recording is Sunday, and that's when the new episode comes out, but the one during this ranking was really, really good. So there's your list. All in all, some surprising big leaps coming out of them. Especially shout out to Aquatope of White Sand. Have not been hearing anything about it for pretty much the entirety of the fall season, but it's finally broken the top 10. But yeah, thoughts on the list, guys? Any standout moves and things like that?
Out of all of them, it has to be the White Sand one, because that was out. That started last season.
It did, yeah. It was a continuation, yeah.
Yeah, so for it must be doing some really big things for it to crack the top 10 again, especially with so much going on right now. So I'm impressed. I don't know. It felt like something I was gonna enjoy. I just never gave it a chance. But it is like that, slice of life drama, type of show. That's what it seems to be. But I mean, if it's hitting the top 10 again, maybe I should actually give it a chance and watch it. I don't know.
Now remember, it's 2 seasons and it's barely got in the top 10 this week.
I'll pass.
So
yeah, but like maybe whatever they did, maybe it's that big.
I feel that's okay. I see what you're saying.
Maybe you should just watch that episode.
I'm gonna be so lost.
It's gonna be so confused.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I feel you. What about you, Renee? Any standouts for you?
No, I mean, seeing these, these weekly rankings just makes me want to keep watching Moroku-chan. That was a show on my list for fall, and I think I've watched like the first 6 episodes, and at first, I was a little skeptical. Like, it was a little inappropriate at times, and I just didn't know how I was going to feel about it. But the more I watched, I mean, from what I've seen so far, it's very, very good. Very different. You get that it's horror and it's comedy, so it's a cool mix. So it just, looking at the rankings and seeing that it's been at such a high at a high rank, it just makes me want to keep watching. So hopefully by next pod I catch up.
Okay. Well, with that being said, guys, we move regardless. That is your top 10 fall week 11 rankings anime. And we continue on with the big news that's been coming out. Crunchyroll has announced that the 2022 Anime Awards will be, doing big things. We're definitely expecting that to be fun. Yeah, everybody knows that during announcements there's going to be like anime reveals and trailers that are going to be coming out, so that's something really cool. They did announce the judges that will be judging on the anime, like for example the top action anime, the top slice of life anime, things like that. So there is a full-on list on Crunchyroll, just kind of stating who the judges are and kind of them giving a little bit about themselves, which is really cool if you want to check it out. But it's just really dope to see that we are going to have this anime awards coming real soon, and it's definitely something to look forward to. It's returning for its 6th year, and it's been announced for January 18th. So
that's cool.
Check it out. And this is voting will then close. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, I would take that back. January 18th is when voting starts for you to publicly vote on their website, or you'll see something on Twitter about it. And voting closes on the 25th. And the winners will be revealed on February 9th. So essentially, Anime Awards, February 9th. And voting is from the 18th through the 25th of January. So make sure to check that out. Make sure to put your vote out. If you want your favorite anime to win a certain category, make sure to vote.
I wonder who's going to get best boy and best girl.
Ooh, that is right. I pray to God Takemichi's not even on that list.
Oh my god!
Oh no, I don't think.
So
I'm gonna throw something if he's on that disgusting list.
What will be your guys' picks? Sorry, I'm not trying to.
No, you're fine. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would probably have to see a list of all the animes.
Yeah.
But you know what we will do? Is that will be our opening intro topic next week. So everybody check the lists. Go through all the seasons and see who your best boy is and best girl is of the fall 2021 anime year. So there's that. So if you guys want to hear our opinions on it, come back next week. But we also have Jump Festa going on right now. As of recording, it is still going on. So if we miss anything big, apologies. But that's just how the entertainment business is. This week, or rather these past few days, we've gotten some big stuff being announced. First and foremost, I don't even know that's how that saying goes, but that's how I'm gonna say it. Probably my favorite announcement of this, Jump Festa is Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War has been announced. It has gotten an official date for October 2022. And we got an official trailer for it, showing off Ichigo, showing off Rukia, showing off the rest of the gang. And I am so excited. I will say when I was streaming, I had somebody come in and kind of tell me about the anime, and they kind of sort of spoiled it a little bit.
Oh no.
And I was a little visibly upset. But I'm not gonna lie, what he told me honestly got me excited for it. So I was a little pissed, but then I got excited for it because I'm like, oh man, I gotta see that. You know what I'm saying? So regardless, I'm gonna be watching this Thousand Year Blood War arc. It's gonna be nutty, and I don't know if you've watched Bleach before, Renee. Like, I don't know, maybe just like episodes here and there.
Mm-hmm.
On like, I know because they had it on like Toonami and things like that. But yeah, I don't know how you feel about it.
I haven't caught up with the show yet. I think I caught a few episodes when it was still airing on TV. But I mean, Bleach has been. When was the last time Bleach put out an episode? When did that finish? Like years ago.
I want to say like 10 years ago.
Say, didn't Bleach finish? Like, didn't the show actually wrap up?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, so this is like a continuation manga that the mangaka did. So I think this was like a side story to it. This was like, I think this is the official wrap up ending for Bleach.
That's cool. I mean, I know it's it has a big community. I mean, Bleach is one of the like most loved animes of all time. So for them to be coming out with a whole new arc, I mean, that's pretty big news. I'm so behind in the show. I don't know if I'm gonna watch, but that's awesome. So
yeah, so Bleach last aired March 27th of 2012. So by the time this comes out, it'll be 10 years since the anime last aired, and I am so excited because
that's cool.
Dude, think about it. The evolution of technology from 10 years ago to now, oh my god, the things they could do with this anime. I'm so excited. Just
watching the trailer of the anime, how it's gonna look now, it looks amazing. Like compared to what Bleach used to look like.
It's gonna look HD.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
It looks really clear, like really, really nice.
I just wonder what studio is working on it. Directing Bleach Thousand Year will be Tomohisa Taguchi at Studio Period, with Taguchi also writing the series composition. So it looks like the Masashi Kudo is returning to design the characters, and Shiro Saguchi returning to do the music. And also the voice casting for the characters in Bleach will be the following returning from the Bleach Brave Souls video game. So that's pretty cool. So the video game voice actors are going to be coming out to do the voice acting for them. I'm really excited for this. This is probably my most anticipated anime of next year. Already calling it, and there's already a ton of sick anime coming out next year. So I'm hypoo. They got me. Next we have Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, and so I found out yesterday that Renee isn't a big fan of Dragon Ball. Can you explain to us why? Because you're our #1 leading action anime correspondent. So like, what's going on?
Oh my gosh. It's not that okay, to be fair, in all honesty, I haven't given Dragon Ball Z like a fair chance. That show, I remember I was little. I mean, it used to be on Cartoon or Toonami, and I just like my cousins who are boys, like they would go and like watch Dragon Ball Z, and it didn't really pique my interest. I ended up watching Sailor Moon, so I kind of just wasn't into it. And I just never went back to try to get into it. I actually started watching Dragon Ball a few years ago when everyone was all cute and they're little. And I actually enjoy that a lot, but not enough to want to catch up. I'm sorry. It's just not, I don't know. And I saw this trailer for the movie and it still didn't really pique my interest. So I'm like, it's just not for me. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I think, yeah, Dragon Ball, I just don't like the pacing. They can take so long during certain episodes and things like that just to get to the resolution. But I did like Dragon Ball Super. I have been reading the manga for Dragon Ball Super, and it's really good. This doesn't even seem correlated to the manga because none of this happened, at least where I'm at currently. So it looks like the trailer shows a little bit about like what the antagonists are going to be, and it looks like these two aliens who claim to be superheroes are going to fight Goku and his gang. Gohan looks to be coming into full effect and wearing his old Gohan teenager garments and Piccolo attire and things like that, and it looks like even his daughter is ready to box it out. She looks a little bit older now, so yeah, very interesting. Rafa, thoughts on the trailer and what you saw?
The thing is that I don't want to say I'm kind of with Renee. Dragon Ball never really caught my interest. my cousins, just like I said, my cousins used to be super into, like, my cousin used to tape all the Dragon Ball episodes.
Wow.
Like, he had a VHS
That's
cassette,
cool.
and yeah, he would tape all of them. And it's just, I don't know, Dragon Ball, like, it's just a bunch of yelling, and like they take forever to get their fights done. It's just like, bro, like, come on, bro, we ain't got time for this shit. It's just, I don't know. And then, like, the biggest thing that, like, I guess the biggest fault that I have with Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z in general is that, like, they, not just Goku, but a lot of them have died multiple times and have come back to life. And it's like that kind of just takes the
severity
out
of it or whatever.
Yeah, because, like, I already know you come back to life, so, like, what's the point? You died already, and you're back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's no real stakes here.
Yeah, all I have to do is literally go find the Dragon Balls, which is, they have a Dragon Ball radar now, so it's just like, it's not that hard anymore. You just gotta fly around, find them.
Like, everybody's made it. Everybody's already. I mean, everybody knows that dragon. Everybody's made, like, a wish with that dragon already.
Shenron and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to, like, talk down to, like, the community and the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, for me, it just feels like it's a bunch of. I don't want to say it's a bunch of, like, childish shit, but, like, it's just like, I just picture, like, having two action figures just going, like, and
Yeah,
it's like,
great. It's, I think for some, well, at least for me, I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but for me, it's like a guilty pleasure. Like, I know it's not top tier anime, but I just enjoy watching it, even though I know it's not, like, something to brag about or boast about. I mean, yeah, I want to go see the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and I liked it, but there really wasn't much story to it. It was just essentially just bringing in a character into the universe and making him canon, but things like that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely get it. No knocking that. But moving on to something we all love, Tokyo Revengers got announced that they're gonna have a Christmas conflict TV anime. So it's essentially gonna continue off from Bloody Halloween, which is what we last left off on the second core of the first season. And yeah, so it's essentially going to be covering, like, I think it's like a small time skip of like a month or something, maybe. This is like stuff that I saw on Twitter and from the article, but it's for sure after the Bloody Halloween and into, like, the Christmas kind of arc, and it's apparently supposed to set up the issues with Toman and their, like, everything that happened after that Bloody Halloween, and how they're going to go into conflict with, like, this next gang and group that they're going to be fighting.
Apparently this is a continuation. Like, this is supposedly setting up the next arc.
Yeah, so this is straight up, like, canon. This is some canon material that we're going to be getting, which is dope, because I don't think it was ever hinted at. We didn't know exactly. Well, we knew Tokyo Revengers was going to be coming out next year, but we didn't know we were going to get something like this so soon. And it's pretty cool. I'm excited for it. It does say that there's going to be some sort of time travel / like time skip involved for this, at least the article that I'm reading. So we'll see. I'm excited. I don't know how you guys feel about that, knowing that we're going to be facing another gang after, they're essentially just setting this up, saying, hey, we're recuperating our losses, but we're going to be back at it against the rival gang.
Is it that gang that we saw at the end of the second core? Like, remember they even talked about merging with another gang? Like, I thought it was something
it was the Black Dragons, yeah. And that's what we're going to see.
Okay. That'd be cool. I mean, like you guys said, it's a continuation. I really enjoyed Tokyo Revengers. We all did. We convinced Rafa to watch it. It wasn't on his list initially, I don't think, and I think you gave it a fair shot, and you liked it just as
yeah. I didn't like it because of the whole
the time travel
shit which it's still not answered, but I'm ignoring it because I'm enjoying the story.
It's pretty good. It's cool seeing people beat up each other, and I just want to see what happens next. So.
Like, and funny enough, like, I'm so into the show, like, I'm not even thinking about, like, the following arcs. I'm just like, oh my god, thank God they survived the worst the situation they're in. Maybe they could finally relax. I'm like, oh shit, here comes the next gang. I'm not even thinking ahead like that.
Yeah, so yeah, there's that. We're excited for it. We're very, very happy that Tokyo Revengers is back. Just give us a new main character, please. Scrap Takemichi.
Yeah,
give us something else, because I am over him.
Maybe he'll step up the next season, the next arc. I don't know. No?
Just
All right.
something. Give me something, please. But one thing I really want, give it to me now, please, is the Chainsaw Man anime, as well as part 2 of the manga have both been set for a 2022 release. Thanks to Jump Festa with giving us this news. We did get like kind of a trailer. We're not entirely sure if it's a brand new trailer or if it's one that they showed in the past. But yeah, I mean, they showed some cool scenes from the manga. Looks like some stuff coming out, and they kind of just gave us a little teaser of one of the characters in it. It is a woman with red hair and spiral yellow eyes. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, if anything, like they're just kind of teasing us at this point. Like I'm just excited for this anime to come out. It is once again made by Studio Mappa, and bruh, I can't wait. This anime looks so good. I've heard nothing but good things about this anime and the manga. So like the fact that we haven't gotten this yet, I'm like itching to go read the manga, to be honest. Yeah. I have it queued up in my thingy.
I swore at some point this year they said it was supposed to come out this year, and now they're saying next year. Like I hope it really is next year, because it looks super badass. The trailer looks amazing. It's such a beautiful anime. I don't really know much about it, but I need it to come out now. Don't tease us. Don't keep pushing this back.
Yeah, I have no idea what this anime is about, but like seeing that was the newest trailer that just came out, and all the images that kept flashing like from the manga. I feel like it's gonna be pretty crazy. I feel like it's gonna be a trip.
It's bloody. It's action packed. It looks amazing.
Ooh, I cannot wait. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it. Moving on, we also got something announced, which is Spy X Family anime gets a split 2 core, and it begins on April 2022. It is really dope. If you haven't checked out the trailer, definitely check it out. There is no like English sub trailer out right now, especially for a lot of the stuff that we'll be talking about. I should have mentioned that at the beginning, but super dope. You got to see like a glimpse of what it is, and it looks like a kind of comedic, suspenseful spy anime. Where like this family, gets together, and I guess they have some kind of objective, and they need to pretend to be a family. It looks like the main character, which is the gentleman who is a spy, creates a family of other spies. A little girl who looks like a little girl, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's an older woman who just looks like a kid, or a kid who is like more knowledgeable and is older than she actually looks. Because there are moments in the trailer that like she acts like a little child, and then she like gets all serious, and you can like hear her voice change and speak a little bit more mature. And then you also have the wife, or at least the woman who's playing as the wife, or maybe the mother. But yeah, I mean, it looks really dope. Rafa, what do you think?
It looks cool. I've heard about this anime before.
Ooh.
Well, manga before it got turned to an anime. Like I've seen it around, so like I know there is some hype behind it. I don't know much about it though, but I mean, it looks like it's gonna be like an espionage type anime, with spy and all that stuff. So it'll be pretty cool. Something a little bit more different. We normally don't get like the spies type of anime here and there, So we could see. I do want to see the dynamic between the main characters. In the trailer, that little girl is hilarious. Her facial expressions were funny. So like, I want to know what's behind all the characters, right? The main guy, the girl with the little knife things, whatever the hell those things were, and like I said, the little girl who was reacting to everything in a funny way. So we'll see. There's something definitely I'm gonna end up watching, just to see like what's it all about.
Ooh, okay. Renee, what do you think?
It looks different. I can't compare it to anything. It definitely looks like unique. I don't know anything about it. I don't really know much. I don't know what it's about. So it looked cool. Visuals looked cool. Maybe I'll give it a chance. It's hard to kind of gauge from just a trailer. So we'll just see.
Well, I love to hear that. We also have another trailer that came out, another announcement from Studio Mappa, or rather an anime that will be animated by Studio Mappa, Hell's Paradise, Jijo Kuraku. Yes. It came out. It looks really dope. It kind of showed us a little bit of how it looks. I mean, Studio Mappa literally never misses when it comes to their animation, so it looks absolutely beautiful. But it looks like definitely an action-packed, kind of like horror-ish. Not really horror, but there's like certain scenes where like it looks kind of scary.
Yeah.
With like monsters and things like that. So I don't know. You know what it gives me? It gives me Fire Force vibes.
Okay.
Which I believe was also animated by Studio Mappa, but it's very colorful, very pretty. There's a lot of cool stuff, and the action looks insane. The monsters look nutty. They showed like about a few monsters, and then like people with katanas with like auras around them and ninjas, and it just looks super dope. I'm very excited for this one. And yeah, what do you guys think about that one?
Yeah, this seems like something more up my alley versus the Spy Family if I had to pick. Mappa's killing it. I feel like Mappa's doing a lot. They're always doing a lot, but I think 2022 is gonna be their year. I mean, they're working on a lot of different projects, so I want to see them all. So just gotta wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's just it was a fun trailer. Pretty big, pretty explosive. You know, a lot going on in it. Just something else I'm gonna put on my list. I'm gonna check out once it comes out. You know, just to see what's it all about. And we already know that it's gonna have some good animation. Like we say, we always talk about how Mappa is always making good stuff. You know, if only they treated their workers better. But hey, you know what it is.
I hope they did at this point.
Yeah, hope they learned their lesson. You know.
Me too. Yeah, because that one's
yeah.
That news was not fun to hear. Never really is. And then continuing on with My Hero Academia season 6 trailer was announced. This is the one that got me hyped. I've been waiting for this arc for so long. It's so good. We got a view on essentially what will be the war arc, season 6, and I would not be surprised if this gets a 2-core as well. That hasn't been announced yet, but guys, like it's so good. I can't wait. And we just get more of it. We see, you know, glimpses of all the heroes, of the kids, and how the war arc has officially begun. We get a visual of every single hero or a big visual of a lot of the heroes that are going to be involved. And it just looks like they're getting prepared and ready. I could, without a doubt, guarantee that the first few episodes, maybe the first 3 to 5, are going to be nothing but like setup for the big war. But yeah, I mean, how do you guys feel? Are you guys excited for season 6? What do you guys think?
Of course I'm excited. It's My Hero. It's a show that, you know, we've been following this all this time. I think the only other show that would get me more excited than this is Jujutsu Kaisen. You know, and I've been talking about that show ever nonstop, and I'm still waiting for that to come out. But
I know.
if I had to rank like anime from like recent times that I'm the most excited about, My Hero would be number 2, and the only thing above it would be Jujutsu Kaisen. Like My Hero is just really doing some awesome stuff, and Hector, you know what's gonna come up in the future. You just said it right now, like you're excited we're finally getting into that arc, which is what's it called again? Is it the war arc or whatever?
Yeah, it's the war arc, yeah.
So, yeah, man, like the way that last season ended, like it's a lot of big things are being set up. So can't wait to see how's it all going to conclude at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I mean, you guys said it all, but I mean, I was trying to in the trailer, I was trying to figure out there's some faces that I'm not familiar with. Like, I think at the end you saw someone who was in some sort of tank or something, and I was just trying to figure out who the heck that was. But no, I mean, I just hate that we have to wait till October, but
I mean, yeah, that is the biggest thing I hate, because that is so far away. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, everything's looking like it's coming out in October. Bleach is coming out. My Hero Academia is going to come out. So fall is that season officially. I mean, yeah. And then as of right now, it was actually just released. So you guys don't have the pictures yet, but I'll put it in the. Excuse me. I'll put it in the chat. But we have key visuals for One Piece's new movie, Red. And it's essentially, so everybody thought it was going to be a prequel / side story. well, regardless, it was always going to be a side story, but people thought it was going to be a prequel in which they kind of build off of a character that we know very little of, for a certain span of his of his life. So the person I'm talking about is his name is Red Haired Shanks. He's a pirate emperor. However, with the introduction of this art character designs for a music festival, which is going to be taking place within One Piece film Red. We get the Straw Hats and how Straw Hat crew and how they're gonna look within the movie. So we know that for a fact it is not a prequel, but people are still assuming because of the name and because of the logo for the show, it will revolve around Shanks. And he may still appear, but a lot of the characters look extremely dope. Like for example, Luffy has like this cool, outfit. He does still have his classic straw hat. We have Zoro's outfit, which looks very casual. He has the ripped jeans. He looks lit. Nami, the usual Nami, she looks beautiful, per usual. And it gets really crazy with Usopp because he looks like Kiss, which is pretty cool. Sanji has like that mega hipster vibe. Chopper looks very Chopper, like he has the taiko drums and he looks like he's going to a Japanese festival. We have Robin looking incredible as usual. Frankie looks like a giant beatbox, boombox type thing. Brooke has the craziest like just DJ vibes, and we also have Jinbei. So I mean, yeah, like the art looks dope. Very excited for this movie, especially now knowing that the Straw Hats will be in it. A lot of the movies they always hit regardless. So I mean, I'm just excited for it.
This is another it's an animated movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just something to look forward to. Very cool that they announced that just a few minutes ago, or just a little bit ago, not even a few minutes ago. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, we've wrapped up the big stuff that we have heard. Of course, if we missed anything, please let us know in the comments down below. If you want us to talk about anything that came out during Jump Fest in the next episode, please let us know. Tweet at us, tag us and stuff. Do whatever you got to do, and we'll check it out. Now, moving on to a kind of quicker recap, we also have spoilers ahead. Just letting you know, spoilers for everything we talk about from here on out. We're jumping into Platinum End episode 11. And Rafa, why don't you give us a quick little recap on Platinum End?
So, if you guys remember the way it ended the last episode, the ninja assassin dude got hit by the red arrow by the main girl, so he's all in love with her. He's talking to Polyman like on the phone or whatever, and the guy's like he's just in love, and so he kind of like sneaks away like off camera to talk to the girl. And the girl's like, hey, let them go, they're my friends. So then he's like, yeah, I'm in love with you, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So he's pretty much starts like hitting his sword against the dome, and he cracks it. And then Podman's like, bro, like what the fuck, like, oh, you got hit by an arrow, like, okay, I'm gonna go kill you and everybody else. So then Podman shows up, and he doesn't show up by himself, he shows up with 3 other people. So like he has like a team pretty much. It's a dude with rockets and guns. It's some lady with like bio weapons, like needles and stuff, and then some little kid like an old man mask. I don't know what that little kid's up to, but yeah. So pretty much, the main dude and like the detective see that the dome is cracked. So the detective shoots his guns at it. So they bust out the dome, they fly out, and it's pretty much gonna be like a 4v4 type fight that's about to go down. But it's almost like people know that the detective is like kind of like losing strength or health because he's sick or whatever. They're like, so he's like, hey, let me get my family out of here and then we'll fight to the death pretty much. And Pogman's all right, go ahead, do that. Like take your kid and your wife out of here. We'll fight. We'll see how this shit turns down, or goes down or whatever. And because what's the name? The angel, the main guy, she can tell when people are lying or not, and she could tell that Polyman is not lying. Like he's actually like straight up like, hey, yeah, we're like, let's fight. He's not gonna run away like how normally he does because he likes to have the advantage over people. So they get the family out of there. They fight the first guy with the rockets and the gun or whatever. Yeah, he's fucking useless. They kill him. They chop his arm off. And he kind of just like dies, I guess. Like he's just off to the side. No, really.
No, I think he's alive. He's alive.
Is he alive? Okay, I just felt like I feel like he was a waste. Like I know he has
characters were
like he has like
he was fodder 100%.
Like he had like his guns or whatever, and like he was shooting at them, but like the wings are faster, so he's just wasting bullets and time. But anyways, that didn't really matter. That was a bit of a waste of a fight. But then like so then Polyman's like, all right, crazy lady, you're up next. And the crazy lady's like, hey, I have this virus in this vase that like if I die or I press this button, it's gonna unleash. It's airborne. It's gonna unleash, and it's gonna pretty much melt everyone alive.
Mhm.
And if you don't want me to do that, Takamichi 2.0, come over here, stand over here by me. Don't have your wings out, and I'm gonna test it on you. And that's the end of the episode.
She was literally giving them a lecture for like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, girl, like you're gonna do something, just do it. And
There was a lot of.
I was so
talking.
over it. I was so over it.
There was a lot of talking for a 4v4 fight. There was a lot of talking.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm we've talked about it before, but I'm kind of falling. Not falling. I never loved it. I just don't. I'm starting to like not care about this anime. Especially with how hyped it was before it even started.
Agreed.
But yeah, I mean, me and Rafa definitely liked it a little bit better than Renee
I don't
in the
like
first
it.
3 episodes. But now I'm on the same board as Renee. I'm kind of just over it. Just excited for ALT so we can start talking about that and trying to, granted, I think this anime ends in like another episode or 2, so there's that.
I don't know. It just like
there's some good things about it, but overall it's not great.
But overall it's not a good show. Overall it's a show that you can not watch and you'll be fine.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, there you go. And I don't know, like it's doing some cool things here and there, but overall it's a flop. It's definitely a flop. The only reason I'm still watching it is because we talk about it here, and also I've already seen so much of it. I might as well just kind of
just finish it out.
Yeah, and like
see it to the end.
I know it's not gonna happen, but I would love to see Metropolitan Man win.
Yeah,
that is not gonna happen.
I know it's not, but
that'd be great. It'd be a great win.
A boy can dream. A boy can dream.
Yeah, man. I if there's better shows to watch this season, don't watch Platinum End, go watch Blue Period or Talk Up, all the shows that aren't getting enough love and should be. It's this show just was a little disappointing. So go watch Death Note if you haven't seen Death Note. Like
right, just go watch Death Note.
Yeah. That's all I have to say. Sorry, Platinum. I was
definitely
rooting for you.
No, they shit the bed.
Pretty bad. Okay, so moving on, we have probably our most anticipated show this season is Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District arc, and now episode 3 has been released as of today that we watched it. We didn't get to do our little family watch, but it's okay because everybody got to view it nonetheless. And yeah, let's like hop right in. So kind of on the spot, but Renee, do you want to give us like a quick recap of like what you remember seeing, and we'll kind of fill in any pieces that you forget or we forget.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll try to keep it brief, but you finally see like the demon, the Orion I think is the term, and you kind of learn that she's like part of the upper six, and she's been like a lot of other Orions or whatever have been missing and stuff, and you kind of learn that she's been responsible. And I think she has, what is the Hoshira's wife's name? I forgot her name.
Makio.
Or who's the one that's captured? The one that we had saw.
Makio's the one that's captured, yeah.
Yeah, so you see that she's captured, and Inosuke, and he kind of figures out like in one of the houses that like he can smell or sense the fact that there's a demon, and he tries to go after it, and it kind of catches on that he's after them. So that was the whole thing. He was trying to chase them down. He couldn't get to her in time. But you just start to learn that, I mean, yeah, like I said, that I forgot her name, but she is part of the upper six. She's working with Michael Jackson. And she's the one responsible for what's going on. And you also find out that she's responsible for like, this is what I put together, that she was the one sending off the letters to Tengen, making it seem that like his wives were in danger. Am I getting that correct? I'm not sure. Kinda.
I actually think that it was the wives actually sending like the letters to report, saying that
Oh, I thought it
that
was.
she sent them to make it seem like she's in danger. Because I thought it was like he sensed that they're in danger because they all stopped sending letters.
Yeah, didn't they stop receiving the letters?
I just. Oh, okay. Maybe I got that wrong. There was something towards the end where like you see the demon, the upper six girl, like she was sending the letters, but it wasn't from the. It was her actually sending them. I don't know. Maybe I got that wrong.
I think
But
you got that one confused.
yeah.
I think it was just that the demon stopped them from
Got
sending
it.
letters. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, that was pretty brief. But
Yeah, I mean, this episode felt like way shorter than the last two. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but it definitely felt like they were just building stuff up.
Yeah, a lot didn't really happen. It was more exposition than anything,
Mhm.
not just explaining things. Like there was a little bit of an action scene where Inosuke was started chasing down the demon,
Mhm.
but for the most part, it wasn't really much that went on. You know, we kind of got answers of like what was happening here and there, got more information on the demon, but other than that, not a lot did happen. It's like you said, it's just more like they're still setting things up for
Mhm.
us, pretty much.
yeah, and then I think, and I didn't mention the part, but like, yeah, Zenitsu as well. He had went to go comfort a girl in the house who he like heard was crying, and he went to go tend to her, and the or the upper six girl shows up, and like he didn't even have to look at her, but he already knew that she was a demon. Like he was able to tell that she was not human. And they had kind of like an altercation. She like punched him in the face and knocked him out. But you kind of she finds out that she can sense that he is part of the demon, the demon corpse. So now she knows that they're kind of, on her radar. So.
Mhm. Well, one, I will say that the upper six demon, she's a baddie. You know what I'm saying, Rafa? But like
She's
she was like,
beautiful. She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful. And then we saw also Michael Jackson Muzan, and how he even told her like, hey, you're gonna be really strong. That kind of looked like a flashback, not really something that like recently happened.
Yeah.
But
No, yeah, it was definitely a flashback.
yeah, but yeah, like so we kind of get a little bit more on her backstory. Cool to see that she's an upper six, which means that one's gonna be a big fight because she's essentially maybe not the same level, but she's in the same tier as the guy who killed Rigoku, Kazaya or whatever. And yeah, I mean,
Wasn't he
was upper three. I think he was third.
Okay.
Actually,
Oh, wow.
I know he was third. I know for a fact he was third. I take it back.
Yeah, and she even says that she's killed like 7 other Hashira before. So
Yeah,
that's
which is
insane.
like crazy. Yeah. But I mean, regardless, like that's really dope. Like to see that someone like that is in the top tier of the demons, and yeah, like it's definitely just building up. The big conflict later on, and they're kind of giving more backstory for the demon and like what she's been doing before being found out by Tengen and the rest of the girls, and things like that. So I mean, hey, like I said, that's why I kind of felt really really quick, just because like Rafa mentioned, it was just all exposition.
Pretty much.
Oh, and I don't know if you guys kept up to the end, but at the end credits, Zenitsu gets captured. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes. You're right.
Yeah. So that's the crazy part. But Zenitsu gets captured by her and wrapped up in her ribbons, or at least it seems like that, because we didn't actually see him, fully get clasped up. Because remember that dude is fast, so he might have gotten out of it. Who knows? But for sure, 100% excited for next week's episode, only because we get to see the resolution of that and what kind of came of it. But yeah, I mean, if anybody has any final thoughts on the episode, feel free to share them. If not, we can move on.
No, just looking forward to it. Looking forward to what's gonna happen.
I had a question real quick. Everyone knows that like Inosuke and all of them are men, right? Or
No.
is that still okay?
Yeah, it's still up in the air.
I'm pretty sure they
Well-
at least Inosuke blew his cover.
Well, I mean, and even the upper six girl, but she knew Zenitsu was a boy. Like she knows he wasn't a woman. So I was like, wait, do they know that these
tell
are
for everybody else?
Yeah.
I think it was only in his case, because she like punched the shit out of him, and then she's like, hey,
Yeah.
he's still breathing. He's not dead. Like, I guess she intended to hurt him worse, and she's like, he got off with a bruise.
You're right.
Yeah, so she's like, yeah, there's no way.
I think it's just funny that they're still passing as women, and they
these ugly.
Besides Inosuke, he can pass.
Yeah,
kind of.
But even then, he was doing that weird thing with his body where he's like contort stuff, his legs like this. He's like, I can't catch her on my radar. I was like, what the hell? I was like, that's cool, but also weird.
He's done that before.
Yeah, but still, even then, he has the boar hat like on. Like, this is just straight up him in a robe, and I'm just like, that is a weird sight to see. But yeah, okay, cool. Moving forward, we have Anime Swap finally, and this week we have a reaction from me and Renee for Trigun, which Rafa gave us, and Renee will be giving us a new anime. So, I'll kind of start with my. Actually, no, I started last week. Renee,
what's up?
what did you think of Trigun?
So Trigun, it was an older one, as Rafa had mentioned. It was totally not what I expected. I thought the intro for the show was really, really cool. Like, here's this guy in this like red jacket, and he looks super cool with his glasses and his spiky hair, and he has like a machine, as a what do you say that? I don't know how you say, like some robotic arm. There you go, not machine. He just looked really cool. I'm like, okay, like, I think you said a deal with like bounty hunters and whatnot. I was like, okay, kind of like Cowboy Bebop vibes, and I kind of did get that as I was watching the show. I do not like the main character. I thought like when they were like chasing him and when he started talking, I just didn't expect him to sound the way he did. Like, he was just so like naive and like goofy and like didn't really know, like he just seems like an airhead in some respect. So I didn't really like him. He was really annoying. I watched the first few episodes, and I it was hard. It was just hard because I wasn't so fond of him, and he kept getting into trouble. It was very goofy, though, I would say. I don't know, Rafa. Like, I don't want to say like I hated it or anything. It was just hard for me to just get into it, I don't know if this would be something I would recommend, especially because it's such an older show. It had its moments. Like when like one of the girls, they're like, she's on the horse and he's like next to her, and like she had the box of donuts, and like he just kept taking the donuts from her, like back and like it had its moments, but I don't know, I didn't like him. I thought he was super annoying. Vash the Stampede or whatever.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Like 100% wholeheartedly in the same boat. I mean, I could see where it was good. And I mean, I think you probably could tell. But when I was asking you earlier, I was like, yo, so like, does he ever become a badass? Like, does he actually, like, box out and fight out like he needs to? But yeah, I don't know.
It's just like, you guys, it's funny because like what you guys are experiencing is what the characters are experiencing in the show, which I love. I think that's hilarious. Yeah. You guys are annoyed by him and tired by the main character, which I find that so hilarious. Especially the two cops that chase after him. They're like for real are tired of his shit, and like you guys are also tired of his shit, which I just find that so funny. I don't know. I like the show more. I like how goofy it is. I like how silly it is. I like the idea of like this in a sense, this idiot kind of just stumbling along, and somehow, some way, him stumbling along, just going through his everyday life, being naive or whatever, just being a fucking idiot. He somehow has the biggest bouncer in his head, and there's this giant legend around his name about this insane badass.
And nobody knows who he is.
You're right. And then we actually get to meet him. You're like, he's a fucking idiot. Who is this guy? Like that's like the appeal to me. That's what I really liked about the show. It sucks that you guys couldn't like get behind the character. But
Alex liked it. We were watching together.
Alex told us to shut up. We were trying to talk about it. He told us to shut up.
Yeah, he enjoyed it more than I already knew. Like the first like 5-10 minutes in, I'm like, Alex, you're gonna love this. He's like, I already do.
Yeah. So I mean, it sucks that you guys couldn't get into it, but I guess it's. And I could see why you're like, oh man, this guy's annoying, but like that's literally the whole show.
See, and that's what I don't like. But
it's it's this guy who like I said, like his legend is bigger than who he really is.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm just too spoiled by like all the shows that are out now that like it's so hard for me to go. And I'm not even like critiquing the art style. Or, like it's just the story, like just what it was about. I just had a hard time. Like I just had a hard time getting into it. It's just, I don't know. Maybe if I had watched it at a different time or whatever, maybe I would have liked it a little bit more. But like now, going back to see stuff like that, I have a hard time like just getting into it. I don't even know if that makes sense, but
yeah, I probably want to say like even like just going back, like the art style was okay. It was definitely a lot better than you kind of made it seem, Rafa. Like you made it seem like, oh, this thing is like old as shit. It's like, yeah, it's not that bad.
It's just like
it was definitely a lot more polished than I thought it was.
You guys are just like, oh, I can't stand this type of art stuff. So I was trying to.
That's like the more updated. I mean, okay, I'll take that because it definitely made me think like, oh, it's not that bad.
I don't think it was that bad.
It was more so. See, like this thing, it wasn't even the story. I mean, no, it wasn't the art style. It was the story for me that kind of like was just meh. But yeah, I mean, hey, not all your picks are hitters. So
hey, Alex likes it. So
Alex likes it.
So you'll take that as a win. You'll take it as a win.
Yeah, I'll take that as a win, definitely.
But this week we have Renee giving us an anime. So Renee, break it down for us. What do we got?
Yes. So it's so hard to recommend shows to you guys because you guys seem like almost every anime on the planet. So like I was actually surprised when I had asked like, hey, have you guys seen this? And you guys like, oh no, I've heard of it. I'm like, cool. Cause I binge watched this show, I don't know, like maybe like 4 or 5, it's been a while, like over 4 years ago. And I mean, I was utterly like, I was super obsessed with it. It's Elfen Lied, and it's kind of like a drama, not drama, but it's kind of like a fantasy, like supernatural kind of anime. Well, you guys heard of it, but
right.
I remember it being very gory, very bloody, very action. Like it gets wild.
Super gory.
Yeah, I've heard. I know. I just know it's like really popular. That's a for sure thing I know of.
Like,
so.
I didn't even know it was that popular.
The main character is this girl who has like, I guess, like psychic powers. I guess she
was kind of like an experiment.
Yeah.
And
like the first episode, it's if I remember this correctly, she escapes from the facility that she's in, and a bunch of dudes, like I guess you can say military, like hired hand,
the government,
they have guns and stuff. They're trying to stop her, and she's just like blowing them up, like with her mind.
Oh yeah,
and
then has no memory, has like no recollection of it. Like she has no memory whatsoever about it.
She has no idea what's happening. She's just walking and like she's just walking down the hallway. Dude's just like, stop! She just like explodes. Like she doesn't even do anything. She's just walking down the hallway. Like I remember that clearly. I remember seeing that, but I didn't I'd never. Other than like that one scene, I have not seen anything else of the show. I just know that one opening scene where she's just blowing people up.
It's heavy. And I mean, I like heavy. I love stuff like this. This show, even though it's been a few years since I've seen it, think about it now, I remember it being like super heavy. It's super dark. A lot to take in. So, yeah, I'm just curious to know, if you guys end up liking it. I think it's on Hulu right now.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out because I have to, honestly. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been episode 31 of the Bento Boxcast. It has been a banger one. And like I said, if you guys have anything you want us to talk about and maybe something we might have missed throughout the week or especially during Jump Fest, let us know. Tweet at us, tag us and stuff. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Any final shout outs from you guys?
Just quick shout out to Geek Chart Podcast, which if you're on YouTube, you're already on the channel. You're already on here on the YouTube channel. If you're interested in any other podcasts that we do, go ahead and check it out. We have the Playing Pod, where we talk about everything video game related. We have the Panel Pals, where we talk everything comic book related. So if you're interested in hearing what we got to say, the latest Panel Pal episode, we talked about Spider-Man No Way Home, right? The really big movie that just came out. So if you're interested in listening to what we think about that, go and check out those pods. If you are on the go and don't have time to hit up YouTube, we're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all those other streaming services that you find us on there, on the Geek Chart podcast. So go ahead and give us a check. Go check those out. You'll have fun listening to those too.
Yeah, and then just giving a quick shout out to Artisan Gamer Shop. It's an Etsy shop that me and Alex have together, and we create art and gaming inspiring mugs and decor and whatnot. So yeah, if you guys haven't had a chance, definitely go and check us out.
And last but not least, make sure to check all three of us out, as well as John, who is a part of Geek Jar Podcast, on Twitch. All our Twitch links will be in the description down below. But just for you to hear them verbally, we have twitch.tv/ultra_VN for myself, twitch.tv/RafaBotGaming, and Renee's is twitch.tv. I want to say it's like Renee.
Renegade, right? It's like, Renegade 5.
There you go. And last but not least, we have John, which is MuffinBoy23. You can catch us doing tons of things. Gaming. John's a Lego streamer. Renee's an art streamer. You know, you got it. You'll come by and catch us, you know, playing some stuff and doing some cool things.
A lot of variety.
There is variety indeed. So yeah. This week the order is a little bit changed when it comes to the podcast episodes that we're releasing, but we'll be back to regular schedule programming next week. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.